Hello, welcome back to PlayStation Access. My name's Nathan. I'm here with Sam, lead gameplay producer on FIFA 19, which I've been lucky enough to play this weekend at E3. Sam, we spoke last year. I know you speak to a lot of people, so it's nice to catch up with you again.
Yeah,
I've had a couple of hours playing with the new game, and we're not doing, I don't think you guys are doing like a really deep kind of dive on the gameplay changes yet, but there was some stuff in the version of the game that we got to play that I wanted to kind of chat through. But first of all, I really just kind of want to know, with the gameplay changes this year, going from FIFA 18 to FIFA 19, what is your overall aim? What you're kind of like, you know, we want to make it play like this.
Yes, so there's a few things that I want to mention in terms of gameplay that you need to know that we want to achieve this year.
Cool.
The first thing is that we want to give more tools to everybody to control the game in every moment. From the high-level tactical approach to every single touch of the ball that you have in the game, you're going to have new options. And with that comes like the new features that we are describing this year, like the active touch system, which brings you more responsiveness, more fluidity, a lot of animation variety, things that you didn't see in previous FIFAs, like the players stretching when they have to or just controlling the ball in a fancy way. There's a lot of things that are happening with this new system. And also, this brings us new features like the flicks. So anytime the ball is coming at you in the air or on the ground, you can start flicking it. You can keep it on the air without going obviously touching the ground. And then you can flick it past opponents, or you can start like a volley. So it's very, very useful to do something that you couldn't do in previous FIFAs. You can move with it. You can basically juggle on the go with the ball in the air, which is really cool.
Is this stuff happening automatically, or is it on the stick? Or
it's on the stick. You can either flick the stick to any side, or you can just press it. So with both, you can keep the ball there. The longer you hold it, the longer you press, the further the ball will go. So that's really cool. That's one of the things. And the second thing that I want to mention that we are changing this year is the tactics. It's a complete rewrite in the tactics. And now, instead of having the sliders that we had last year in the custom tactics, now we have specific options, specific tactics that you see in real life happening very often. Like Germany right now, Spain, they play a lot of possession football. But there's some other teams that prefer other styles like long balls or fast build-up. Same with defending. There's teams that want to put pressure when they lose the ball right away, lots of pressure. Or there's teams that sit back and then just wait for the opponent to try to attack. So there's a lot of options, and the good thing is that when you go into gameplay, they make a huge difference in how your teammates are going to play. You see them right away. So that's the feedback that we heard from previous years, that you didn't really see big difference. This year, you will see it. That's first part of tactics. The second part is that you can customize your mentality.
Saw a little bit of this.
That's really good, because now you don't need to pause the game to change how you want to play. Like before, you could go all out attack or park the bus, but that was just a generic behavior that we would give you. Now you decide what formation to have in all attack, in park the bus, in all the other tactics, mentalities. And it's not just the formation, it's the information, player instructions, and the actual tactics of the game.
You can go crazy deep, right? You can give individual instructions to different players to be in different places and to do different things with each one of those settings.
Exactly, and then you just D-pad, you access, and that's very, very convenient.
Cool.
Then the next thing is 50-50 battles. That's pretty important, because in the past, if I'm dribbling and you're going to tackle me, I would kind of sometimes get out of the way, and then you take the ball from me, and it didn't feel really like football. In football, if you're going to get the ball from me, I'm also going to go for it at the same time that you're trying to kick it.
I'm going to fight for it.
So both of us are going to try to tackle it or to kick it at the same time. And that's what you're going to see in FIFA 19, which is going to create more football moments, because physics is going to resolve that interaction. And then you see more, let's say, a loose ball or the ball going to places that it would not go in previous FIFAs. And again, the experience becomes more authentic, because that's what you see in real life that you didn't see in previous FIFAs. And the last thing I want to mention that is very important is timed finishing. I'm not sure if you saw that, but it's basically a risk-reward mechanic that is going to allow you to have very good shots if you perform it correctly. Performing it correctly means you need to double tap the shoot button when the player is about to contact the ball. If you do it at that time, that's a perfect shot. You will see a lot of power in the shot and also less error.
Is it timed to the animation? Because we were trying to figure this out yesterday.
Exactly.
We were just bad at it, Dave. Like,
no, we're still working on the materials to explain how the mechanic works.
Right.
But I can tell you, it's based on the animation. So just when he's about to contact, that's when you need to play. But some animations are longer. Or if the ball is in the air and the ball is still far, when you press it, you may be doing it too early. If you do it too early, you're going to have a really bad shot, like a lot of error. So it's a risk-reward mechanic where you can decide, should I go for a regular shot or I really need to risk it and get a perfect shot?
It's kind of, it feels like it's building on the low-driven shots that have been in the game for a couple of years?
Yeah, so the low-driven shot, we moved it to both bumpers. Right
so it's
bumper
still
and
there.
left bumper is still there.
Right.
And this new mechanic, if you just want to have fun, you don't want to really have to go and think when do I need to press, you can turn it off and forget about it. We're giving the options to the users so they decide how they want to play, what playstyle is better for them, and in terms of tactics, in terms of anything you want to do with the ball. And then later we will be releasing other news and like new skill moves, all the other things that you can do in FIFA.
Regular update,
There's a lot of things that are going to be happening in gameplay this year. But if you put everything together, what we wanted to achieve in gameplay this year is a more tactical approach, where you need to think really well. The pace of the game remains the same. The players are going to be able to accelerate and sprint at the same pace, as the same rate as before.
Yeah.
But they are going to be a little bit more responsive in terms of when you change your direction, like how fast they decelerate to go to the other direction. How can they stay in front? If I'm defending, how can I stay in front of the dribbler? So in general, you need to be thinking a little bit more when you are defending, and when you're defending, it's more responsive. But when you're attacking, you need to be thinking a little bit more. It's not just pass, and then shoot to score. No, definitely more tactical approach. And the tactics are up to you because we're giving you a lot more depth in how you decide, how you pick those tactics for you.
That's cool, because it did feel to me like a lot of people, I came back to the game after a little while to play the World Cup update for FIFA 18, and it did seem very quick, and it did seem quite pace-based again. And I know that every year you guys try to make it so that people can play however they want. You know, you want all game styles to be supported in the game. And it felt like I was playing Brazil a lot because they're super quick. But it did feel like in FIFA 19, the build we got here at least, that I wasn't slower, but pace was less of a kind of an ultimate weapon. You know, like I was getting caught a bit more, and I was trying to use passing a bit more.
Because it's definitely a more tactical game already, and the physicality also matters a lot in FIFA 19, even more than last year. So there's a lot of factors that you need to combine to have a very good team to be effective when playing the game. So there's a few things for World Cup. What I need to say is, in terms of gameplay, we didn't change gameplay. But a lot of people tell us every single patch that you create, every patch changes experience. Well, at least with World Cup, could be that you are used to play with your FIFA Ultimate Team, let's say, and then that has chemistry. It modifies the attributes, and then when you play with different players, it's just different attributes, and that maybe makes it feel different. But a lot of people ask me why the gameplay feels very different in Ultimate Team than in regular FIFA, and it's just one engine, it's just one gameplay engine. That's it. It's just FIFA Ultimate Team adds chemistry, which modifies attributes. So in theory, if you put in FIFA a team with very high attributes like you get in FIFA Ultimate Team, then it should feel exactly the same.
Okay, cool. It's nice to be able to clear it, because I know, and you must know, the community sometimes gets it in their head. You know, we get asked a lot about momentum, scripting, and that stuff is not in the game, is it?
No.
So it's just all down to just the mentality of the people who are actually, playing the game.
There's different factors. The first thing is, we don't have any reason to put momentum scripting in the game.
Last minute goal. Anytime there's a last minute goal, people get mad, don't they?
Of course, but could be also a psychological thing, because if you conceded minute 30, it's like, okay, I conceded. If you conceded minute 99, it's like, no, what?
Exactly,
exactly. So you remember obviously the most important part. You don't remember minute 12, because nobody cares, right? But that could be part of it. But for sure, what we do is we try to build the components from real life that affect football decisions, football behavior, football outcomes. We try to put them in the game.
Right.
This is an example that I have. If you ask Messi or Ronaldo, let's say, to shoot and try to hit the left top corner of the goal every single time in 20 shots, he's not gonna succeed 20 times. He's not gonna hit that perfect time. Why not? Different factors. Maybe he didn't plant his foot properly. Maybe the ball was moving, spinning. maybe there was air, like, and that I have no idea, like not air, wind. Sorry.
Yeah.
So all those factors, we try to put them in the game to make sure you get the same as real life. And that already creates moments where you feel like, oh, well, why is that happening? Well, it happens in real life once in a while. It's not that it's happening. Obviously, there's things that we need to continue looking at, like cases where maybe I tackled you and then we collide, you just turn and then you get the ball back. Like, I just tackled you. It shouldn't be like that. But in real life, sometimes you tackle somebody and you don't recover the ball.
Yeah,
so it happens. So it just doesn't have to look silly when you actually just collide with, because there's no awareness of where you are and where I am, and then it just looks bad. That's not football, and those are the things we're definitely focusing on. But at the end of the day, we're building a simulation game, and we take a lot of feedback from the competitive gaming guys. They're very important. We try to put as much skill as we can in the game, so people that are really good can get even better and better and better. A lot of depth in the mechanics. But we're a simulation game.
And I've got to ask on the tactics stuff, because we had a pretty deep look at that yesterday, and like you were saying, you know, the how deep you can go into it and all the different options that you have. It must be, in a way, quite risky to give people that amount of control over your game, because I know you test it, but then when you release it to everybody, there's going to be things that you haven't caught in there, or very powerful ways of doing stuff. How have you found that kind of balancing process?
100% agree with you. We are testing as much as we can, for sure. Before we released the game, we played with the professional players, we played with casual players, with new players, and then after the game is out, we continue monitoring. We talk to, again, professional players, we play ourselves, and we continue patching it. Yeah. Obviously, we need to work on the timing for those patches to make sure everybody has the best experience, and not just, I'm just learning and now you changed it or something like that, right?
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, so we are aware that there's potential for things to be overpowered, let's say. But we're gonna be on top of things. We're gonna be all the time. Also, we're trying to make sure the community understands why we are doing why we patch the game in this way, why we decide this. There was a lot of comments last year about the first patch that we created, and that we a lot of people said that we broke FIFA. But well, what we did is we fixed different bugs that if you would have played more, you would have seen them.
Right,
you would have said, oh, this is not right, this is broken. Sure. We fixed those, and then in that process, the game changes a little bit.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like maybe we could have worked the time of the patch a little bit better. We're learning, obviously, competitive gaming is growing and it's getting more important. And yeah, we're doing our best to try to make sure everybody gets to play the way they want to play, and
of course,
have fun at the end of the day. Right?
Well, and I guess in the from your side, you want to give people, you want to put something in the game which is worthwhile, right? You want to hand people these tactical controls to improve the experience, and that does come with we're going to have to balance it after the fact.
Exactly. I have no vacations planned for end of September, beginning of
But you
October.
did tell me you're going to the World Cup, man, so I think that balances it out. Look, that was brilliant. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks for chatting us through FIFA 19. We're really looking forward to playing more. Guys, stay tuned to the channel. We are going to have more FIFA 19 as soon as we can. Let us know in the comments what you thought. Stay with us for the rest of E3.